All
You gotta
right.
pee.
Wow. Oh man. Oh man. All right. So
You basically starting over or what?
no,
Like
no.
where did we cut off at?
We cut off at when I was pretty much asked you why write horror? Why horror?
I I just like the creative freedom it gets it like gives you. I mean, you can pretty much do anything with it. It's like no holds bar. It's you can, a completely different situation can or you can have like a drama for like
Yeah.
60% of the book and then completely turn it however you want and just make it a completely different story from the rest on. And it's just I love the creative freedom of it. It's just it's what's for me.
Now, is there anything that you won't write about related to
Um,
horror?
and that was the question that you guys asked me before we went down, and I didn't really answer it, and I was thinking about it. I don't think there is. I won't. When it comes to like child molestation and shit, I can't write about that. I'll hint to it
Sure.
because some of my stories are reflect around that. But as far as like Richard Lehman style getting into it like that, I
Mhm.
couldn't do it. Yeah,
Mm.
Right.
yeah, can't do that.
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
hard
uh,
subject to get into.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that or rape.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
There's, shoot people,
There's just
blow them
there's
up,
just
tear them
some
apart. Fine.
Yeah, there's just some places you don't want your mind to wander. It's just
Right.
it's no way. Especially having kids, it's just you can't.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to, if it serves a purpose for the story, if it's
Yeah,
about trying to
yeah.
really make you feel a certain way, okay, okay. I mean, hell, there's been plenty of great authors that have tackled those subjects. They've done pretty
Hmm.
well. All right. Well, so
What's the worst? Oh, sorry. Go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead, Becky. Go ahead.
I want to know what you've written. One book that's a collection, and you've written other stories. What is your favorite story that you've written?
Um, I thought I'd be prepared for this question. I think, um, I think it'd have to be the story I have called Fender Bender, and it's in the collection I put out, The Cure for ADHD, and pretty much I don't want to give away too much. It's about this father lost his daughter. She was murdered one night over a sleepover, and he heard her over the phone because she called as the intruder was breaking in at her
Mm.
friend's house, and so he pretty much hears her dying,
Mm.
and she screams out "Black Rose, left shoulder." That's the only thing that she screams out, and then the phone clicks off. Well, he thinks about it and realizes that she was most likely explaining a tattoo. So things happen, and he pretty much becomes a single father to his young daughter. Uh, that was the younger daughter. And she has a dance recital one night, and the mom. I won't give that away. Never mind. But anyway, she has a dance recital one night. He ends up getting in a fender bender, and he sees a black rose on the left shoulder of the guy that he just hit. And so pretty much it's a cat and mouse game throughout the whole entire night, where he's trying to protect his youngest daughter from this crazed maniac that killed his oldest.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it's like
And it's not even that long of a. I mean, it's a long for a short story, but it took me over a year to write it because writing it halfway through, it put me in a really bad depression, and I've never had a story do that.
mm,
Oh
And
wow.
so I quit writing it for shoot like 6 or 7 months, and then I finally tackled it and finished it.
okay. Yeah, and a dude with a black rose tattoo is like, man, okay, that should be easy to spot. That's what I'm thinking. It's like,
Right.
man,
Right.
what's the
Well, it
chance of
depends
finding that?
where the tattoo is.
Yeah.
Could be like a tramp stamp. And then you
No,
went,
it was on his left shoulder.
Well,
Oh my gosh. He
I
had
mean,
it on
left
his butt
shoulder
cheek.
to her, I guess. I don't know what you meant by left shoulder. Like maybe her left shoulder into his tramp stamp,
Oh my lord.
That really changes your story, Gone to a fender bender with this guy, and what really puzzled me wasn't the fact that I wrecked my car, but he had a tramp stamp.
What the fuck? I just got into an accident with Boy George.
That would be cool.
He'd have like short shorts on and some sort of like spaghetti strap shirt or something. Oh man.
He'd get
At
out
least
a
he has on pants.
he'd get out a fucking car jack that's shaped like a penis. Start cranking the car up.
Oh. So that story is in the Cure for ADHD?
Yeah. Yep. That's the title of. Yep.
All right.
How many stories are in that book?
I think that there's 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Oh.
Okay.
And how long has that one been out?
It has been out since August.
Cool. All right. Now, what else could you tell us about this book, this collection?
It's pretty much it's a collection I've been wanting to get out for a long time. It's a bunch of work that I've written over the course of when I really started taking writing serious and like really trying to put the stories forward. And it's more of my stories that took like a lot more thinking, and not like I really had to like get in depth with myself and do some research and really like study the characters on their own before I write them on paper, just so I can know their every reaction and how they would respond to this. And those are the stories that I chose for this collection, is the ones that were pretty much that took, I guess to say, that took the biggest toll on me writing.
Okay. And were there any stories that really came from a personal experience?
I think that's why Fender Bender was so hard to write. Just a mix with my just having my daughter, and my cousin was murdered 4 years ago by her boyfriend, and it's still a really hard subject. And matter of fact, he just got a retrial where they're saying that the evidence was false, and that he confessed under like wrong terms, and he's actually released on tether right now from prison.
And he killed your cousin?
No.
But
tether, is that
something
like
I
one
deal
of
with.
those? Is that one of those retractable dog leases?
Yeah, it's like
It
you have to
should
stay
be.
inside your house, and it beeps if you leave, and they have to know, like, you have to like give yourself a drug test every night, and pretty much you're in jail but in your house.
Well,
How convenient.
Right. I mean,
Wow.
man,
it's so comfortable at home.
I'm sure you have a bunch to say about that.
Yeah, that
Man.
that right there was pretty much the core of how I felt about everything, and how his reaction to it, I could relate to some level, and it was just an emotional story, and definitely came from a personal experience from a certain level.
Sure
Like to
it did.
Judge Dredd that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh.
So sorry.
I don't know. That's an experience that shapes you forever, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It really is, and it's they really, when they say, it's just something, it's an experience that you really can't explain. It's just it's weird. And what's weird about it is I had seen her leaving that night it happened. I was passing her house, and she was getting into her car and in the driveway, and I thought about turning around. I think I was going to a friend's house or something. I didn't have nothing to do for the night. I thought about turning around, and I didn't. I just kept going, and that
man.
of course eats at me too. But it's just it's a weird feeling knowing that how life can change just in a split second. It's crazy.
You're right, it can.
So
Oh.
you think that if you had turned around,
Yeah, it's crossed my mind, of course it would, like what if I turned around, we went to a movie or something, but it all happened like real like late at night. That her boyfriend, he admitted to the murder. What they think was the case was he got into some shit with some with drugs, and he owed people money, and
Oh
so
gosh.
yeah, what they think is that was the reason.
What the reason why he killed her, or the reason why she got killed? Was there like some crossfire thing happening? What happened? I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I was coming
reason
off,
she was-
I'm
Yep.
kind of me. Sorry.
yeah.
You
so
don't need to know that.
So my point would be that you think maybe you could have saved her that night, but you could have just as easily ended up dead too.
Yeah.
Right.
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 Yeah.
Right.
It's easy to second guess those things and do all the what ifs down every possible path, but truth
Definitely.
is,
And we
That's
and-
life in general. We're always
Yeah.
doing,
right.
you
And we all do that. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what's the worst book that you've ever read?
The worst book.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is an easy one, and I'm always complaining about this. Always complaining about this.
it's Stephen. It's
Thanks
Stephen
for asking
King.
me this question. I've been waiting. The
Diary of Anne Frank.
Son of Rosemary. I was so pissed at that book because Rosemary's Baby is one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite horror stories, movie, everything.
Mhm.
Have you guys read Son of Rosemary?
No.
I didn't
I-
even know there was one.
I have not. I
well,
have not.
It's a good story. She awakes from this long coma, and her son's now is like this huge public figure. He's pretty much like the next Jesus. Like everybody is pretty much worshiping him, but he claims to be good. That he still is the son of Satan, but he's trying to do good. Well, Rosemary fully doesn't trust him. And so, but she starts learning like all these sinister things about, of course he's evil still, but what happens at the end ruins it ruins Rosemary's Baby, and it ruins the Son of Rosemary too. It just completely chickens out on the story and just ruins it all. Yeah, definitely my worst book.
So the movie's
Wow.
better than the book.
Rosemary's Baby, the book is really good. But
Oh.
the sequel was horrible.
Oh, okay.
Son of Rosemary. Yep.
Oh man.
Horrible.
Okay, now what's your favorite book? Rosemary's Baby. You just told us.
No,
I'm-
no, it's close. Pet Cemetery.
Oh.
Ah,
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
one. That's a good
good
one.
choice. I like that one too.
For some reason, that story is just it's always like frightened me to the core. It's just because it's. I mean, we can all like relate. Like if you had that opportunity, something as horrible as that happened. I mean, just like we were talking about that. What if?
Right.
What
They
if?
came back and they were normal? What if they came back and you could live on with them? You have to take that 1%. And that's what makes it so scary, is because it takes that really human element and just turns it into this horrific, grotesque freak show of a story.
Right. Have you ever considered not writing?
Yeah, there's
Just wanted to-
sometimes where it's disheartening. There's days where it's just you feel like you're not getting anywhere, but even if I decide to stop putting out work, I could never stop writing.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be hard to do.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
I
do you
don't
find it
think I
hard
could quit.
Do you find it difficult to balance writing and like a day job and things? Do you find that difficult?
Yeah, and I'm pretty much a framer right now. I'm working both with roofs and putting up houses, and it's really taking a toll on me, because sometimes we work really late and I get home and my body is exhausted and my mind's still awake, but I don't have it in me. I got to get to bed because wake up the next morning, and that's when it gets really hard. That's why I pretty much try to plan like on days off, you know, do binges or try to do at least if I can get like 1 page done before I go to bed, at least every other night during the week sometimes.
Right.
But
Well,
I try
like
to
you're
write as much
focused.
as I can. But yeah, definitely having a day job is hard. That's, you know, of course, every writer's dream is to do it full time. But
Yeah.
nowadays, no one reads. It's like you can't. Stephen King much took it over. You know, if you're not like at the level of Stephen King, then you know you're not gonna.
Well, you might sell a few copies
It's
here and
crazy
there.
how it is, but.
I mean,
like everyone says too, if you're in the business, the writing business, to get rich and famous, and you're in the wrong business.
yeah, that's true. That's
Exactly.
true. All right.
Have you ever written in any genre other than horror?
Ooh, romance?
Yeah, I
Erotica?
tried writing this drama of a single mom, and I got pretty far. I didn't put it out or nothing, but it was harder for me to focus. It's a challenge that I do want to take on again, but as far as like right now, I would never do it. But yeah, just drama. That's all I have. I want to try to maybe write like a preteen like fantasy book. I was thinking of writing a story like in that genre. Like to have it like part fantasy, part hard. No vampires. I'm not talking about like none of that shit.
You don't want a sparkly stuff? Come on.
Like, can you imagine like Lord of the Rings, but more of like a horror twist? That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I would read it.
With some sparkling vampires.
No.
A sprinkle
with
fairy
some
dust.
werewolves and the muscle.
Sparkling orcs.
I'm so
No.
fabulous.
No.
I'm gonna sprinkle some pixie dust on you. Pixie dust.
No.
I gotta
no
make sure though and
sparklies.
have a character that never wears a shirt, just in case they make a movie.
I will
Oh,
blind
Lord.
you with my sparkles.
No
with sparkles.
Please name him Jesse.
No. Oh,
Please. Please.
he's gonna go ahead and do it. Okay.
Make
now,
him sparkly and name him Jesse. I'll be happy.
now for the cure for ADHD. Now, did you self-publish or did you go through with a publisher?
I self-publish, which is something I'm not gonna do for a while. I think my next couple of collections I'm gonna try to get published through a company. I just want to try that route. And just with self-publishing, it did good for what it was. I don't think I was as prepared for the advertising and just because every aspect costs money, and I put the book out at a time where I was pretty financially strapped, so that kind of fucked me over too. But I definitely want to try getting published route for my next collection. See how that goes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, why not?
that's a luck. I mean, you just have to continue working at it. You'll definitely get there. I mean, you went through publishers before with short stories, right?
Yeah.
Some of your stuff are in various magazines.
Yeah. Yep. I published a lot through JEA with the Rejected for Content series and
I've
Full
seen
Moon
them.
Slaughter too.
Rejected for Content. Every time I see that, it reminds me of the freaking email I would get sometimes from Kindle or Amazon. Oh, your book's been blocked. Or no, sorry, first it's rejected. And then when you try to send it again, they block it that time. Like, no, you're not gonna get a do-over. You're done. And then if you try to circumvent that and you think you fixed it, they're like, this is the third time? Now your whole count. Man, that was a situation. Man. Okay. Now, with your experience that you have, how do you feel? I mean, do you feel like that going through even those publishers that have helped you develop as a writer?
Oh yeah, definitely. definitely. Shit, if it wasn't for that, I'd probably just be writing for fun still.
Mm.
And they like Jim Goforth and Tony Black, that they're people that were there helping me pretty much every step of the way. And like even with when I first started submitting, and my work was not even, I wouldn't even call it subpar. I needed a lot of work with, like, keeping on track of the story, not going like back and forth and losing the reader's interest. And
Mhm.
they helped me so much with that, and just learning the ropes. And it was an awesome learning experience. And I'm a lot more confident now, and that's definitely why I want to go through a publishing company next time I put out the collection. I have the confidence more, and think my stories are more up to par.
All right. Well, you sound like
Cool.
you have the confidence there to go forth with it. And I'm sure you've been through rejection, that you've handled rejection, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Because if not, we can help with that.
Oh, yeah.
SK, you're so mean.
Now, what is the one story that you wrote? I think I might have asked something kind of similar to this, but what is the one story that you wrote that means the most to you personally? I know I wrote like which one is stems from something personal, but which one means the most to you?
Personally, the one that means the most to me would probably be The Confession of Mortal Sins, just because it was the first story that got published, and it was the first story that I had like the most confidence in to submit. And so I think I have to definitely go with that one.
Okay. And what's that story about?
That story is about this guy gets a letter from his grandpa,
Oh no.
and telling a story of how his grandpa and
Back in
grandma,
my day.
well, how they have been eating humans for years and years, and not just humans, kids. They've been.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
He ended up. I'll give a little bit away. He ended up hitting a kid on the way home from the bar one night, drunk, and
Like, with his hand?
freaked out and ended up taking him into a barn and chaining him up.
Oh
And
shit.
I don't know how or why he would come to this decision. He just did in my mind, but he cut him up into pieces and told his wife it was deer steaks, and that they get addicted to the meat, kind of like a ravenous type vibe. They get addicted to it, and they start prowling for kids, and it's all told within this letter. It's not, it's all a handwritten letter.
Oh wow.
Cool.
So the whole story is the letter the granddad
It's
to
just
his
one
son.
big confession of a horrible
Okay.
acts.
Wow. I mean, what compelled the grandfather to do that? But I guess the confession and feeling guilt. Finally.
Yeah. Well, and then there's a twist at the end. where
Oh.
pretty much
Oh, okay.
explains why he's writing this letter.
Now you don't have to give it away. Don't give it away. But I do like
won't.
to tease. I like to I like to get the extra from my dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So here's my theory. You don't confirm or deny. Okay. Here's my theory. The extra.
Oh, good lord.
The little
Here
extra
we go.
is attached to the letter is a little bit of jerky. And what is that jerky? Is it human? What's going on?
Jesse Deadman.
That's Uncle Louie. He's teriyaki now.
Oh my lord.
Ah. All right.
All right, I have a question.
Go right ahead. And you know what? I'll be right back. I gotta make sure the midgets remind themselves in the basement. They're a little too
Can you
loud.
play the banjo?
Yes, I gotta play the banjo for them.
Well, that won't be long.
Yeah, no. It's only got one string, right, SK? All right. What's more important to you as a writer? Money and fame or the respect of your peers?
Definitely the respect.
Wrong.
You know the I mean, of course, it'd be nice to, you know, have my own yacht writing a story or be able to buy my own getaway cabin. But I mean, just the feeling of knowing that people is reading my stuff is just is a great enough feeling that I wouldn't stop just on that, you know, that basis.
So, do you have a favorite time of day to write?
Not really. No, just whenever it sparks or whenever I have the free time.
Cool.
After I smoke a bowl a lot too. Usually I smoke a bowl and get to it.
If you could only read one writer's words for the rest of your life, who would they be and why? And you can't not your own, anybody else's.
Stephen King. Yeah, Stephen King. Just because, you know, I know it's of course Stephen King, but his words and just his descriptions just kind of molded the way how I would think of stories and started processing them. And I don't know, it's just I clicked with his words the most, and just his stories have the most impact on me. I mean, Barker does too, but it's something about Stephen King. I don't know.
Plus, there's a lot of them.
Well, there's that too.
Yep, there is a lot of them.
There is a lot of them. That's right.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
There's a lot of dickheads, you know? A lot of dickheads.
There's a lot of dickheads. Every day I see dickheads.
There's also a lot of assholes, too. Yep.
Ass kissers.
Oh, ass kissers. Too. Oh, you know, would you rather hang out with an asshole or an ass kisser?
An asshole all day. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because ass kissers are
fake. They're fake.
Yeah, exactly. They're fake. At least assholes are real, and they'll tell you how it is. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yep.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing that you've ever done?
Not counting tonight.
Adding SK to your friends list. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you know that SK wrote a self-help book?
Do you believe that shit?
No, SK, you should plug it. You should
really?
See if you can help Josh Davis out with something he has.
I don't know what the most embarrassing thing is, but I have an embarrassing funny story. When I was in like 5th grade, I had like a mouthful of potato chips, and something made me like burst out like laughing, and I tried everything to hold in the potato chips in my mouth, and for however how, like it made like this huge gigantic volcanic fucking fart escape, and it like echoed through the classroom like fucking Godzilla going through Tokyo, and like everyone turned their heads. And, like, I heard music in my ears. It was, like, everything. You know, the camera pan. It was horrible. But, you know, I laugh my ass off about it now. But that was pretty embarrassing.
Oh, man.
That's too funny.
Oh, man. What did the teacher say?
He was kind of just trying to, like, you know, play it off, you know, like, oh, okay, kids, so,
Oh, man.
Josh Davis didn't just shit his pants in the first row.
Oh, shit. I bet those kids man, none of those boys gave you a break, huh?
No, the class stared at me for, I think, like a half hour.
Yeah.
They're probably waiting for you to turn inside out.
Yeah.
It was probably
I should have asked to go to the bathroom.
Minutes.
I mean, shit, that would have been a legit reason more than anything. I got to use the bathroom. I think I made a shit myself.
Have you ever had one of those moments? Have you ever had one of those moments where in your class...
All over some fucking potato chips. And that's what pisses me off. I should have just let the potato chips blow everywhere.
Right?
Well, who was in front of you? Was there anyone in front of you?
Nobody.
Oh,
no.
Well,
a cute little
right
girl.
It's right out in the open.
I have 2 stories. There's nobody, or there was a cute little girl in front of you.
Nobody.
Okay. Okay. Now, have you ever had it to where you're in class, right? It's elementary, and you have to go. You have to go number 2. It's actually more like number 3. Your hands raised. You're
Wait a minute. What is number 3?
You got to do the math here, Becky. Number 1 is piss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number 2 is poop, right?
Pooping.
Okay. So number 3 would be like
You need a diaper?
a diaper wouldn't contain it. It would be a blowout.
Oh, so you need a churro containment system?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
runny.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the shits.
Yeah, I take it you never had kids either. Shit, diapers and all that shit in. Oh God. Oh man. But yeah, you sit there with your hand raised. You're like, teacher, let me go, because I can't just get up and go. I can get like a penalty for that or something. I get sent to the office. Then I'll be shitting myself in the office.
Against
I've
the
never
rules.
heard anybody call it number 3.
I have not either.
3.
Well, you learned something new. I didn't even create this.
Did.
You did.
I
You did.
did.
See,
Well, shit, they changed so much shit nowadays. It's probably like number 54 now. I have
Yeah.
to go number 56.
Yep.
Well, I figured he was going
Comma
to tell me it
3.
was rub one out or something. So.
Oh,
I gotta rub one out quick. I got a number
didn't
5.
I
I
mean,
got a
with
number 5. It's slowly
with
raising
these-
to a number 6.
with these two, I'd never know.
I'll do that in class. I mean,
Oh my God.
I mean, have you seen what Laura's wearing today?
oh man.
How do you think I felt? I had to swim. Yeah, swim. We had to swim with just a swimsuit. So if that ever happens, like I can't come out of the pool for at least 2.5 minutes, please. Doing my extra lap. Remember, extra credit.
Right.
Okay, so you had to go number 3, and
I think the story tells itself. Guess what happened? Guess what happened,
didn't.
Becky?
you didn't make it.
The teacher didn't call on me. My hand was raised like a good little boy. She actually looked at me and said, hold on, this lesson's important. I'm like, I have to go. You can hold it. I have to go. You can hold it. No, I can't. Yes, you can. And ever since that
No,
day,
you couldn't.
I hate
Did
women.
you have your hand raised the whole time still while this was going on?
Yes,
Your hands
yes,
raised?
yes.
I could just picture it.
It scarred me for life.
And you're squirming in your chair, barely able to hold still.
And then when I shat myself, and it's running down my leg,
Oh my
the
God.
other kids look at me like I'm the worst thing, and I'm like, my hand was raised. You said I couldn't go. I told you I had to go. You said, and the teacher was like, well, you
Did
should
you
have
really
said.
do this?
Yeah, this really happened to
Oh
me.
my
And
God.
the teacher was like, you should have said you had to go. I did. At that point, I realized what a cunt is. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize what the word was.
And on that day, I knew the definition of cunt.
I was like, man, you gotta. You know that
I
stupid
can tell you a
meme?
funny story that happened to me.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Well, I was playing Little League softball in the summer, and I was in elementary school. And I was pitching, and I kept telling them I had to go pee. And they would not let me go. I mean, you had to go across the field and over by the concession stand, and they didn't want to let me go. And so it was our turn to play outfield. And I kept telling them, I have to pee. And my coach kept telling me, you can wait. And I was like, no, I can't. So they put me on the pitcher's mound and gave me the ball. And before I pitched the first pitch, I squatted and took a leak right through my pants.
And then you
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Hey, they called the game on account of rain. Kid you not.
I'm surprised you didn't get tossed for pitching a spitball.
That wasn't spit.
No, I didn't know what else to call it.
Hey, you could have snuck it somehow and marked the ball and kind of Becky,
Hey,
you had a chance to do some like magic.
I made magic. What are you talking about?
Well, you just canceled the game. I mean, I guess.
Driest summer ever, and I called the game on rain.
Well, yeah, that's good. It's a rain dance. Look at that.
By God, I'd say that was pretty good.
So, Josh, I take it you like horror? You like horror movies?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep. I pretty much anymore. I mean, I loved Hereditary. It was awesome. It was. I love the uniqueness of it. But you know, with the new horror movies, that's extremely hit or miss. I like to stick to the 80s. I love, you know, I grew up on like Nightbreed and Pet Sematary and The Thing, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, all the classics.
Evil Dead. Now, okay, which Evil Dead is better?
Lord.
I mean, 1 and 2 are so different. I mean, I'd have to say, as much as I love Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 1.
Oh man!
Just because it's, I don't know, it still has that really creepy vibe to it that I like.
Well, that's what Evil Dead 1 has. It has that creepy, cheesy, creepy vibe.
Yeah.
Where Evil Dead 2 is definitely more on the cheese factor.
Yeah, and then
he
Army
cuts
of
off his
Darkness
hand.
is just full out.
Yeah.
Did you guys like Ash versus Evil Dead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I did not. I it was horrible. It was like the worst thing I've ever seen, ever. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Be like, no, I'm a fan of Evil Dead, but that's the worst thing. No, the fact that they made that happen was great, man. It's just now who's gonna be the next Ash, though? Right? Is it the question?
I don't
still?
think they're ever going to replace the character. I think they're just going to go on with the Evil Dead franchise, but just make it different. You know, different characters. At least
Probably.
I hope they don't.
Yeah.
But you know how Hollywood likes to ruin a good thing. Just like with this new Halloween movie, it was good. I liked it. I think they should leave it. Leave on a good note. But now they're talking about, Blumhouse planned another 56 Halloweens.
Yeah, that was their plan with the way it ended. I kind of saw that coming too.
That was kind of a soft ending. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, for the build up, I expected more. That's the only thing I had to complain about was the ending was a little. I don't know.
Now
I didn't agree with it.
And my thing about that movie was that it kind of like the Michael Myers, Larry Strode part confrontation was like forced almost. It was like.
She like wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I hope he gets out tonight, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I mean, she didn't say that, but you know, there's even a theory that she caused the prison bus to crash.
I would believe it. I'd believe it. I gotta rewatch it.
It was the Masons.
Fucking Freemasons.
Illuminati. He was one of their prime
My
ministers.
Lord.
Okay. Oh man. Well, you know what? Normally I have a timer here on my OBS to let me know when we're good, but it crashed midway through, and I think we might be a little cutting it short just a little bit, but I'm gonna have to do some post editing real fast to fix some stuff, and
Yeah.
I do apologize for
Really?
that.
No.
Yeah. Man.
I'm
But
kidding.
Josh,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the Deadman Stone podcast. Thank you so much
It
for
was
And please
awesome.
promise
shit with
you'll
us.
come back.
Oh, I will definitely come back. I had an awesome time. You guys are hilarious. It was awesome.
you hung around, you stayed around, even with that technical issue with Skype, which I'm gonna leave part of that there because what I was saying about Skype, but I can't. It
I'm
was
gonna get my
doing,
blows in.
it was doing the weirdest thing, man. It was make it seem like I never signed in before. Like the first time installing it. I was like, what are you doing? Oh man.
Oh, was you got an update when you rebooted?
No. I didn't reboot. Like when we got disconnected, it was Skype. The program crashed. Not the computer, but the program crashed.
Jeez.
So that was weird. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, if you're watching, press the thumbs up button, subscribe. It all helps out. Every little bit helps out.
And buy Josh's book and leave
buy
a
my
review.
book, please. I need to eat.
Mm-hmm. He needs to feed his kids. Damn it.
Heartless people, buy his damn book. Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Do I have to have a sign?
It will cure the ADHD.
We'll write for food.
You can give the book.
Hurry! I'll write you a quick little short story. There once was a man who needed fucking money.
Get a cardboard sign and stand on the corner with copies of your book.
That'd be great.
You know, fuck it. That's a good idea.
It might work better than a lot of things.
Yeah, right.
My luck, I'll get fucking arrested for not having like a buyer's permit
A
or
resale
seller's
license.
permit. Yeah, retail permit, whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Being on the corner permit.
Being on the corner permit. Well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all take it easy.